If you watch Bluey, you already know the show is full of hilarious moments and great life lessons.
No thanks, Dad. Mom's teaching me how to crochet.
But have you caught all the new hidden secrets and amazing details in the episodes of the series?
I want to stay with my mom!
If there's one thing Bandit loves to do, it's playing with his daughters. But another thing he definitely enjoys is letting out a lot of gas. In fact, there was even an episode almost entirely dedicated to the trial of the Healer family dad, who was accused of farting in his daughter's face. As you might guess, he was definitely guilty. However, there's an episode where Bandit secretly lets one rip, and no one, not even his family, noticed. But we did. At the end of the swimming episode from Season 2, the whole family is hugging, and Bingo notices the water is warmer. It turns out it's because Bandit had peed at that moment. But the most interesting detail is that if you look at the shadow cast by Bluey's dad's submerged body, you'll notice a bubble rising from behind Bandit, indicating that he let out a fart while peeing simultaneously. Bandit is definitely hilarious, and Bluey is such a fantastic show! The episodes of Bluey are all interconnected, and we can prove it. In Season 1, there was the episode Bob Bilby, where Bingo brings home a puppet from her school to capture fun moments with her family. Since they didn't use cell phones or tablets that day, the photos were taken with one of Bandit's old cameras. The Healers took several fun photos that went into Bob's album, which was taken back to school. One of these photos was so special that the family decided to frame it. We can only see this photo at the very end of the mini Bluey episode in Season 3, released more than 3 years after the Bob Bilby episode.
Why can't you kids just walk in a straight line? They don't know how.
In the Bob Bilby episode itself, we found another hidden detail. Actually, we found hidden characters in one of the final scenes of the episode. When the Healers are watching an amazing fireworks show at night in their town and everyone is standing by a large lake, notice that next to Bluey are two dogs that we know very well. Stripe, Bluey's uncle, and his partner Trixie. Now tell me, have you ever noticed that they were there before? And no lying, okay?
You're kidding, right?
Going back to Bluey's family garage, notice there's a surfboard leaning in the corner that Bandit or Chili probably used a lot in their youth. And you might notice a very peculiar symbol on it, a pineapple. This pineapple isn't there by accident. This tropical fruit is the symbol of Ludo Studio, the company responsible for creating and animating the episodes of Bluey. So if you thought the Little Blue Dog Show was a Disney creation, sorry to say, but you were mistaken. But that's okay, to err is human, and canine too. But for sure, this isn't the only time we see pineapples in Bluey's episodes. In fact, they're practically a hidden Easter egg that we see every now and then throughout the series, and where we least expect it. For example, in the helicopter episode, there's a scene where Rusty and Jack join in the game with Bluey, and you can see that on Rusty's army hat there's an insignia of a fruit. Guess which one? Exactly, a pineapple! It's actually the same hat Rusty wears when playing with Jack since the army episode. And if you haven't been paying attention, you might not have noticed that we can see the boys playing this game multiple times throughout the series, like in the TV Shop episode, right at the beginning behind Bingo and Bluey. Also, at the very end of the Curry Quest episode, the pair of friends runs by again, but this time, instead of wearing typical army attire, their faces are painted in camouflage colors, probably done by Mackenzie's mom. These little details are really cool and show just how detailed Bluey really is. I know you love to play, so check out this awesome Sonic toy for you to have fun with. Click the link in the first pinned comment and take it home. In the Baby Race episode, we can see the pineapple that references the Ludo logo once more, but this time it's the logo on the laptop that Chili uses throughout the episode. This is a clear nod to the logo of the world's most famous technology equipment brand, which is also represented by a fruit, but it's an apple. Speaking of the mini Bluey episode, we can find another detail related to it. At the beginning of the episode, we see Chili looking for books to return to the library, and notice that the book bag has a leopard painted on it. You might not have realized it, but this is the same bag that the Healer family uses in the Promises episode.
What could it be? Maybe you just like exploring.
Actually, if you stop to think about it, the same books that Chili is looking for at the beginning of Mini Bluey are the books the family picked up in the Promises episode at the library, proving once again that the episodes are all interconnected. In fact, it's exactly when we're inside the library in that same episode that we spot the only long dog in the entire episode. It's hidden on the shelf in the back, near the girls, right below where some books should be, proving once again that the episodes of Bluey are really interconnected. If you watch the Mum School episode, you'll remember Greenie, Bluey's rebellious son. And at the end of the episode, the little blue pup uses the hairdryer, and we see little Greenie fly out of the window and gain his independence. Remember, all this happens in Season 2 of the show. The coolest part is that in the second to last episode of Season 3, The Sign, where we see Frisky and Radley's wedding taking place, just when the Healer family has to come to terms with the change, we're taken on a trip through the sky over the city of Brisbane. And guess who shows up? It's Greenie himself, still whole and flying around, just like the mischievous son he is. This was definitely a very cool reference that I didn't expect to see in this episode.
Just be careful.
Now, let's talk about a secret hidden between the lines of the show. Grandpa Bob officially has a memory problem that makes him even forget the existence of people and their names. For example, in the fairy tale episode, when Bandit, as a child, needed his dad to say his name to break the spell his older brother had cast on him, his dad didn't do it for one simple reason. He couldn't remember his own son's name.
What do you want, Stripe? Brad, Gerald, whatever your name is.
Another proof of this is in the room episode. When the girls are dividing their stuffed animals, they hesitate about what to do with Gloria. The girls mention that Gloria was a Christmas present from Grandpa to Bluey, but Bingo didn't get anything because the same Grandpa forgot she was born. The conversation doesn't mention which Grandpa they're talking about, but logically, it's definitely Grandpa Bob. In that same episode where the girls decide to sleep in separate rooms, something really cool happens in Bluey that few people noticed. At the beginning of the episode, we see a sticky purple gecko stuck to the top of the wall at the end of the hallway. But exactly when the girls are dividing their stuffed animals and talk about Grandpa Bob, the gecko peels off the wall for the first time, and when night comes, they go to sleep, and Bandit takes them to their rooms. Notice that the gecko peels off a bit more. Later, when Chili catches Bingo pushing the mini bookshelf, we see it has peeled off a little bit more. Finally, when they leave Bluey's new room, we notice that at some point, the sticky gecko completely fell off the wall and landed on the plant at the end of the hallway, thus completing the saga of the sticky gecko and its subliminal detachment from the wall, which practically no one noticed on the first watch, including me. If you really love cartoons, we have some incredible news for you. We've launched a new quiz channel. In it, we'll test our knowledge about our favorite cartoons and movies like Bluey, Peppa Pig, and many others. It will be a journey full of challenges, laughter, and lots of fun with Wavy. Don't waste any time. Subscribe now at the link in the description or point your camera at the QR code on the screen and start playing. I'll see you there. Another cool detail is that in the Sticky Gecko episode, where the toy is stuck to the ceiling and doesn't want to come off, we see Bluey finds a pin amid all the chaos Chili faces trying to leave the house. And if we look closely, we'll notice that this little pin is in the shape of the map of Australia. Once again, the show is making a cool reference to its country of origin. Another interesting detail that almost no one noticed is that the Healer family's refrigerator can change the side its door opens depending on the episode. For example, in the Dad Baby episode, we see that the fridge handles are on one side, but in the Pavlova episode, the fridge handles are on the other side, making the door open in the opposite direction.
Pavlova.
Yes, Pavlova.
And to finish off our list, if you're like me and not from Australia, you might be wondering, so what is Pavlova? Well, Pavlova is a classic dessert originating from Australia and New Zealand, created in the 1920s when a Russian ballerina named Anna Pavlova toured both countries 100 years ago. So chefs in Australia, similar to Bandit, created the dessert in honor of the artist. It is made of meringue topped with whipped cream and fruits like kiwi, strawberries, and blueberries, just as it appears in the Bluey episode. And it looks delicious. Comment below if you've ever tried it and what you thought, or if you want to try it someday.
What?
Okay, bye.
I had a lot of fun making this video for you, and since I know we still have time for more fun, I've picked 2 really cool videos that are popping up for you now. Choose which one you want to watch first and click on it so we can spend more time together. See you in the next video!